Welcome to the Capital Exchange. I'm Steve Wilbur, Managing Director at Allen Capital Group.
And I'm Travis Portwood, Chief Investment Officer with Allen Capital Group.
Travis, with interest rates rising and mortgage rates following suit, the 30-year mortgage just tapped 6.4% recently. That's jumped to over double what it was.
Yeah.
We have discussed in past the slowdown in the housing market, but that isn't the case with the ultra-wealthy, though, is it?
No, Steve, I mean, it isn't. In New York City, for example, Central Park Tower, which is the tallest residential real estate building in the country, I think it stands around 1,550 feet high.
That's an amazing view, I'm sure.
So speaking of an amazing view, it has a view of Central Park, and recently that penthouse, the penthouse at the top of that building, was listed for sale for $250 million. Wow. That's the most expensive listed real estate in the U.S. all time, I believe.
It's hard to comprehend paying that much for a property or an apartment in New York City. And how big is that apartment?
17,000 square feet. So it might not feel like an apartment.
Not at all. However, you might be surprised to know the most expensive real estate deal that has ever been done in the United States or sold in the United States is $238 million. And that deal was done right across the street, Central Park South.
Okay. Yeah.
So now it makes sense why they call that Billionaires Row in New York City, and that is with a B,
with a
as
B,
we say.
As a B, yeah. So obviously, Billionaires Row, I mean, there's obviously a lot of money floating around in New York City, both domestic and international. And we're seeing a string of these 9-figure real estate deals across the country over the past 2 years or so, as the ultra-wealthy look to diversify beyond traditional stocks and bonds, adding real estate and even expensive art. We've seen some $100 million art and collectibles here recently.
Yeah, Travis, it does make sense for them to diversify in those types of assets. The stock market affects everyone who invests in the public markets. Mm-hmm. So, and speaking of that, poor Jeff Bezos, that guy, he fell to third on the world's richest persons list recently, and thanks to Amazon's falling stock price. I feel awful for that guy. It's horrible.
Yeah, I'm sure all of our viewers feel very sorry for Jeff slipping to third on the list. Elon Musk still holds that #1 position, though.
Yeah, he's not afraid to tell anybody that, especially Bezos. He pokes at him all the time.
Yeah, he's definitely not afraid to tell anyone. But no one seems to stay at the top of that list forever, for a variety of reasons. I mean, we've seen Bill Gates up there. We've seen Omaha's Warren Buffett on the top of that list, and others have been #1 as well. It's still interesting to watch what the ultra-wealthy are doing with capital, though, just to be aware of the trends, in the market as we follow all other areas or all other sectors of the market as well. Because it's also important to remember that many of these investments that the ultra-wealthy are moving capital into weren't traditionally available to the Main Street investor or the normal investor. But that's changing here recently. Many different investment vehicles or funds are coming out, and they're allowing Main Street to gain access to some of these unique investment opportunities. And here at Allen Capital, we spend a good amount of time combing through these funds and trying to find these opportunities for our clients and trying to figure out where they fit in the client's overall plan and where they fit in their overall allocation, because they aren't for everyone.
They aren't, Travis. I couldn't agree more. This has been great. I look forward to it next week.
Look forward to it as well.